fixed this broken CV axle. When I got there, the whole tire was just all out of whack. This thing was plastered in mud. He he asked me to give this a once over. We found the front shocks are definitely bad. Just needing a little bit of extra love. So I ran it up, hit mainly where I'm going to be working. I washed it. Just gave her a once over, loading her on the trailer. I thought I was going to send it through my tailgate, so that was interesting. Unfortunately, my phone was just about dead, and I had to get her in four-wheel, and she wouldn't engage till like up around 2,000 RPM. So we're actually going to pull the belt cover also, check the belt and see if, I'm guessing it's probably needing to be replaced. Check the clutches. I'm gonna get that axle swapped out. We got a kit right there for that. He's got a check engine light, which I'm guessing is gonna end up being the belt also. We're gonna look into shock rebuild kits for these Walker Evans. I also got to find out who does nitrogen reloading for shocks in my area, because I don't have the stuff to do it. So that is an update where we're at, guys. We got a huge life update. There's the shade, but for now that's where we're at. Super excited to have you guys here. What up, party people? Check that out. We have some issues to solve. So I'm gonna see if I can set this camera up at a semi-decent angle, and we're gonna tear this rear axle apart. Okay, so here's, got our tire off. Got this, some brake stuff going on. No brakes, homie. No brakes, homie. That brake pad, see how it's starting to eat away right there? And this one's bent. So we need to look into the brakes. This, he already tore into this, so this axle nut's already loose. That's why the whole tire's flopping. So yeah, we'll work on some camera angles, see if we can get this lined up to where it'll work. Get this axle tore out. We're making a list of things he wants done, so there's a good chance that we'll actually cover a lot of this stuff if he decides to have the work done. But for today, I'm just gonna do the axle and give her a good once over, let him know what we find. And so just to give you guys a heads up, I know this thing needs a belt, possibly some clutch stuff. The brakes are no good in the back. Shocks in the front are no good. Shocks in the rear seem to be holding up though, so yeah, we'll get this axle beat out of here and replaced. Let him know what we found and get it on back home to him, see what he decides to do. Alright, y'all, so homies, we got the axle out. We realized we were totally sleeping, like through this whole video from last night, today. Guys, the wheel bearing on this is completely missing. And I am sure there's guys out there like, yeah, duh. That's why your tire was all goofed up yesterday. There's pieces of it everywhere, as you can see. So anyways, it's not gonna do me any good to throw this axle in. So I found one. My GoPro's about dead. So I'm gonna make a run to Young Power Sports in Layton. They got one pulled for me, waiting ready for me to go. I'm gonna plug in the GoPro. When we get back, we're gonna knock out this axle. We let our buddy know what all he needs as far as the shocks, how he might want to check the other wheel bearings. But in order to finish this axle and get it back to him, at least today, so it's not just chilling in my driveway, that's where we're gonna go. So I'm just gonna do the axle and the rear wheel bearing. I made him known of the brakes and the other things, and then how we'll work that in is I've got next week kind of set aside for some personal stuff. I also have another customer who's been waiting on me for some stuff that I need to get on a KRX build, so I'm sure you guys will see that as it comes up. And yeah guys, so this razor could use a handful of stuff to get it cleaned up. I'm just kind of waiting for him to decide what he wants to do, and then we'll help him get there, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna plug in this GoPro, run to the store, and we'll be right back. What up, homies? We're back. So we got our bearing all done, installed, pressed, and we had to break the other one out, but it all worked out. We were able to set it, and now we're just gonna set back up, clean up some of this mess here, get it out with some waterproof grease. We'll set our axle, we'll set the wheel bearing, and I made a list of everything we need, so I let our buddy know what's needed. But for now, we're just gonna knock this out, get it back together, get it out of our driveway so we can move on to some other stuff, because we got plenty more to do. And then hopefully once we get caught up, we'll go find some cool adventures where we're hanging out on the boat or something fun. So that's where it's at, guys. We're gonna get this thrown together and we'll go from there. Well, guys, we're gonna call it a day. The razor's all gone. We got it back home. We were able to get the axle done. Got the tire back on. We made it like a really long list. I don't know how to talk. We made a pretty good list to see if we could get that thing just running better. When I drove it, it kind of had a misfire code. It's got an engine light, so I know the belt's not 100%. I ran out of time to check into that, but I let him know. You know, I told him, I was like, here, man, these are the things we need to address. And so we're figuring out the money end. I'm not really that guy to be like, oh, it's all got to happen right now. It's kind of his pace, and let him know what he's up against. So when I hear back from him, we're going to make some time and just say, all right, we're going to address probably the safety things first, brakes. We're going to go through, do the pads, make sure it's all just running good for him. Get him back out on the trail with his family. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it's all about, right? Like I said earlier, I'm going to roll out kind of a new thing amongst the channel of embracing your journey. This is mine, and I love helping people go out and do this stuff with their family. And I'm also remembering, like, hey, I got to take care of me too. So next week is going to be a really heavy emphasis on my personal projects, things to get done. I'm going to get you guys caught up and up to speed with what I have going on one of my boats. We have not filmed it all on that, so I'll let you know where that's at, what that looks like. And then I've got parts coming for the Banshee, and it's kind of just going to domino effect, I think, for some of my personal stuff. As far as the stuff I've already kind of had in progress that I haven't necessarily filmed on. Yeah, and as I finish some of these projects, I think my personal time is going to kind of shift a little bit for the brand and for the channel. Not that I won't be doing builds still, but there's a lot of cool things that I really want to incorporate, and for a long time I shied away from them for whatever reason. And I think it ultimately just boils down to, like, maybe I just didn't love myself enough to show up for my brand and the channel and the subscribers who've jumped on with us this far, to really push those in manners that relay just how excited and how worthy they are to come to light. Because I'm excited. There's a lot of fun things I've got rolling around upstairs, and right now I think, you know, I mentioned earlier letting someone who is really important go to me, and it also made me really look at what I'm doing with my life in other avenues too. And so I'm super grateful for the ability I had to kind of take that downtime, and I want to thank everybody for their grace in that. There's some little things I realize I struggle talking to a camera. If it was people right here, and I'm sure I'll get better at finding ways to relate to you guys. If it was people, we'd be joking and there'd be camaraderie and all kinds of things, and I'm just kind of settling into what it's gonna look like. Camera angles, stuff like that. That's stuff I've really got to kind of learn, and so I want to thank you guys for your grace and the support you've given me, and while I'm learning that. And also, you know, just the shift in the reality of, like, yeah, there is a lot of cool projects going on around here, and I am super excited to share them. And so I just wanted to make that known, let you guys know that as we roll into the 4th of July, Independence Day, I'm a one-man show, so edits are on me also. But there's gonna be a lot of just getting caught up on things that I have been working on in the background. And like I said, as I knock these out, there's gonna be some other things that progress forward too. So I realize we're just getting started, and I'm not really interested in going too fast. I just want to take it as it comes and have as much fun as I can, and hopefully sharing the fun with you guys. You know, if you guys have projects or things going on, if you're working channels, I really have a lot of respect for a lot of guys. Like, in fact, Hillbro just did a challenge up in St. Anthony's, which is one of my favorite set of dunes, and I actually want to go run that challenge he set. I just think that'd be quite a time. I would do it differently, obviously, and it would cause me some differences. But I mean, guys, I've been riding dunes for my whole life, which this Easter marked my 29th Easter. My first Easter was, I was 3 weeks old, and that's kind of the story I was trying to film with Off-Road Diaries. You know, shout out to them also. And so there is a lot of things, and there's a lot of things I want to do to incorporate some fun for you guys as followers, and build a community with that as well. So there's a lot of fun ideas. I realize I'm gonna have to really just take it moment by moment and build upon the last moment and enjoy as much of it as I can, because guys, I'm excited. There's a lot of fun happening, and I've been through a lot of growth in the last year, and I'm seeing how much I really actually enjoy it. You know, I've looked back at some of the early videos that I did with Trent and Kayla, and the snowmobile and the snow bike trips we did, and how much fun that actually was for me, and hopefully how much fun that'll actually be for more than just me in the future. And so as the builds come together and things start to shift, I hope you guys will roll with me, with the understanding that the builds are still going to happen, and the purpose will change as that goes. So deep gratitude for all you guys who jumped on early, and yeah, just super stoked. So thanks for bearing with us. There's going to be lots more to come. I have a ton to get caught up on my own. I've got a lot of motor builds coming in that with my ankle surgeries and stuff, I'm just trying to get caught up medically and help as many people as I can while I'm helping myself. So if there's information I have, I'm happy to share it. So like I said, I know I've got a KRX over there waiting. We've got the finishing touches on the Banshee. We've got intakes. I actually think I might hit up the Banshee channel and see if they have any interest in checking these out, because these are full-blown filter and intake assemblies. So guys, we've had a ton of fun. We've put a lot of time and effort into some of the stuff we're doing, just to goof off with it, not for any amazing reason. But I just want to thank you guys. I know I'm a tiny fish in a large pond out here, and you know, we're just trying to have fun. So I'll work on the entertainment side as well as the education side. And one thing I promise to keep doing, though, is just keep dreaming up some wild ideas and see what we can throw out there. So huge gratitude. Thanks, guys. And we'll get some more content coming your way. And be sure to like and subscribe.